what are the cars of the future going to look like? And instead of waiting around for 10, 15 years from now, BMW is like, hey, let's give them those cars now. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Ljs Garage. I am not in the garage, but I'm sitting in my soon-to-be little studio here. It's in progress. It needs some work. But anyways, lately there's been a lot of talk about BMW, and I know I'm one of the biggest BMW fanboys to ever exist. I can say that proudly, and now I'm going to put away that bias, and I'm going to talk about some of the BMW's latest designs. Yeah. Starting with like 2022, when we had the release. Oh yeah, this is 2022. I feel like it's so long ago that we're in 2022. It hasn't been that long. It's been a whole year. But anyways, so the 2022 M3, whenever this was released and everyone started seeing the G80, the G83, those grills just, the grill on the 4 Series, all of it, the memes, they were plentiful, to say the least, right? And then there was the new M2, which was interesting. I actually kind of like the new M2. The boxy design, something about it speaks to me. I might be the only one who says that out loud, but anyways. Then there's the iX, which I can't really defend that one. It's pretty beaver looking. Honestly, it's shaped like a beaver, so we'll talk about that a little bit. And then what else did I have on my list? Oh, the i7. Very, very interesting, especially considering that most manufacturers now are going away from sedans. So to think that BMW took the time to say, hey, let's try to save the 7 Series and the 5 Series and just keep sedans alive and well, they decided to come up with that. That one's a very interesting talking point, I will say that, because BMW on that is more worried about the inside. They are all about what does our luxury customer need, and so what they're doing on their design language, spoiler alert right here, is that they're just trying to stay relative. They're trying to stay in the memes, they're trying to stay in the media. They are trying to keep BMW on everyone's mind. And it's working, because that's one thing people are all talking about. The sad part of it all, though, is that BMW has basically said that they're only worried about their buyers. They're not worried about the people that are sitting here making memes that don't have anything nice to say about their cars because they're not buying it. So, sorry broke boys. That's what BMW is saying. They just don't care. They want to come up with compelling, motivated, fiery designs that are going to be controversial because their goal is to change the way that car design is nowadays. And honestly, I think that they're on the right track. Maybe not with their specific designs, but the fact that they are making these cars and thinking outside the box. And one of the engineers had said in an interview that everywhere you go, driving down the road, all the cars are starting to look the same. And their biggest point is that no matter what, at the end of the day, electric cars have different restrictions than gas cars as far as their design goes. But BMW does not want to design their cars based on the powertrain, and so that's why you have like the new i4, which is an all-electric car, but it looks just like a regular 4 Series, which is cool. But BMW doesn't want to just say, hey, we don't need grills because we have an electric car, so we're just going to get rid of that and do that weird form that Tesla does. To me, Teslas don't have a shape or any real design. They just look like this blob that, I don't know, it doesn't look good to me. I don't hate them, but I don't think a Tesla is so elegant and stunning and the best looking car ever. And same with the Lucid Air. Good looking car, but they all look like Priuses now. Everything looks like a Prius. It's all about aerodynamics, and guess what? It doesn't really make that huge of a difference since people are still driving around Wranglers, which is the equivalent to driving around a barn door. There's no aerodynamics, although I will say this, in the last few years, Jeep has smoothed out some of the squareness of the Wrangler, as well as doing little redesigns to improve the efficiency of drag, or the coefficient of drag, whatever. And now the Wrangler is a little bit better when it comes to aerodynamics. So it's not the end of the world, but I'm with BMW on that. The powertrain does not dictate how a car should look. You want to know the craziest part of it all is through all of these new cars, BMW had the best year ever in 2021. That's with microchip shortages, delays of all sorts, the port issues. They've been selling cars just fine. And what they've done is, yes, BMW's always been known for their contemporary, elegant, classic designs that are just minor evolutions of their previous cars, not so much a revolution. Is that what it is? Revolution, evolution, whichever. You guys get my point. So BMW's always been known for that. And so what they're doing now is they are still appealing to those 2/3 of those buyers. So they've got the classic 3 Series, that's still the same. And then they've got the 5 Series, still the same. And then same with the X5 and so on and so forth. So those buyers, guess what? They can still go buy a classic, traditional looking BMW. But the people that want to stand out, and that's the other point that BMW wants to hit, is that everyone wants this new futuristic electric car. We think of the electric cars that we thought of as a kid, and they've done it with the Cybertruck. I don't think the Cybertruck looks great, but it's kind of cool in the weird Call of Duty, Halo type, something like that. Anyways, so I think that what BMW is also doing with that is everyone wants to buy the next futuristic car. What are the cars of the future going to look like? And instead of waiting around for 10, 15 years from now, BMW is like, hey, let's give them those cars now. And it's great because now all these designers and engineers can work together, and we're going to have the coolest cars in the next few years. I just feel it. I just feel it. Hold me to it. Something I did write down, one of the engineers said, if you want to change design, any step into the future that is perceived as new will be controversial automatically. And that is true. You can't make change without ruffling a few feathers. BMW has had their fair share of cars that have been, given the ugly thing, like their little clown car, but they went back to 2001 when they released the new 7 Series and people were like, this is atrocious. But that was one of the best-selling 7 Series ever, and so they learned from that. They learned to stay relevant, stay interesting, and they took the time to research what their customers' taste, preferences, all those things are, and there are people who want these cars. I hate to say that to you. If you think that no one's going to buy these, you are going to see an XM on the road. You will. And you're probably going to be like, wow, that looks better in person, or it looks weird on the road around all these normal, boring cars. I'll defend a lot of BMWs, but the one I am not defending in this video, let me make this clear, is the X6. I hate the X6. I don't care if it's a competition. I don't care at all. I think the X6 is ugly. The design of the X6 to me, no, how do we do? Like that. Don't like it. But the X5, ooh, the X5 and the X5M, mwah, chef's kiss. Is that, mwah. I'm not doing too good with my emotes today, but I love those cars. And I am torn because I do like the new M3 a lot. And I've seen some really cool grills, insert a picture here, that people have done modifying that. And I think this is a nice evolution, but BMW wasn't going for that. They were going for a revolution. So as I'm looking up pictures of these, because I like to look at them as I talk, the split headlight thing, that's such a cool concept. I don't think it looks great on the i7. However, I do think that if done correctly, that could lead to some crazy front ends, and I mean some really cool looking cars there. So I'm looking at the iX, and this beaver looking car, it's just not it for me. The next thing that I want to say as I'm looking at this is that we've gotten to a point with cars and SUVs that people don't like to compromise. Nowadays, we have something, let's talk about the Cadillac. We'll do something American since I seem to always talk about German cars, my favorite. But the Cadillac, an American, it's tough, awesome, it's got some legacy, heritage, all of that good stuff. You've got a huge V8, it's able to tow. It seats like 7 or 8 people. On top of that, it's got the big V8, sounds amazing, and it's fast. Or I should say it is quick. Let's go one step smaller than that though. You've got the Ford Explorer ST, so also American, also pretty sweet, pretty nice. You got an EcoBoost twin turbo V6, makes great power. It is able to tow very well, and on top of that, it'll take care of your family. Great safety ratings, fairly reliable, decent car. Not my favorite, I call it the Exploder, but such is life, you know. There's that. So why would you buy a regular Explorer without the performance if you're someone that wants the performance? And just like the Escalade V, you're going to want something that stands out, looks a little different. So BMW is kind of trying to find that middle ground. You know, let's give people what they want, but then let's give those niche people, what they want. I don't know. I think it makes sense. And we're not going to get to those futuristic cars without, you know, stumbling across some ugly cars along the way. Pontiac Aztek, I see you. I mean, the i7 in the regular form with this silver grille, it's not bad. I don't hate it. It's okay. But once you got the white on the black, it starts to look a little ugly. Just can't do it. The XM, something about the XM though, I like this. I like the XM a ton. And I would drive one. I would gladly. And BMW's slogan on the XM is only you can declare the new possible. And that car says it all. You know, what is this big bronze grille or gold grille? And then this turquoise color that it comes in. I love this color. 644 horsepower, 590 foot-pounds of torque, 4.4 liter twin turbo V8 with an electric motor paired with it. This thing is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Not to mention the interiors. We haven't even talked about the interiors. Yeah, I remember when Subaru had blue carpet and blue interiors, and now even Honda's doing red carpet with red interiors. And people are like, why would you do red carpet? Why not? I mean, some people like the color red. This guy. I love seeing orange. I love seeing the blues. I love seeing these colors because who says that a car has to be a certain way? And now BMW has opened this door to where even Kia has fancy blue colors, and they're doing blue interiors. Not loud blue, but a blue that people would love and appreciate. And I just cannot wait to see what people do. Audi, unfortunately, and Mercedes aren't following the same thing necessarily. The interiors, they are. Not so much Audi. Mercedes is more, you know, following in the footsteps of BMW with the loud colors. But the design of Mercedes, even with their electric cars, I mean, they're pretty boring, bland to me. But I just love what BMW is doing with all their cars. Just reinventing the wheel, as I would say. No, I don't know. Everyone says that. But reinventing the wheel. And I think it needs to be reinvented. How I want to wrap this video up is by saying this. We might not love the designs that they're doing. Or not all of us. It might not be the overwhelming majority of people who love these cars like they do, like the E30. And I know people that have seen the E30 and have said, ew, no, why? It's just a fancy Miata. Whatever. But by opening this door and starting this trend of you've got an electric car, you can design it however you want. It doesn't have to be cookie cutter. So we have to stop and pause and say, wow, without these changes, without these advancements, we would be stagnant. We would have boring cars. And now we have kind of a possibilities are endless approach with all the cars that we're looking at. And I don't see anything that I'm over here like, wow, I need that. But the new M3 makes every M3 before that look like a dinosaur instantly. I could talk forever and ever and ever, and I owe you guys a lot of videos because I've been slacking. It's been like negative degrees, and so finally I'm like, see the sun, it's 40, this is nice, and decided to talk to you guys a little bit. So if you like this, great. If you don't, great. Let me know what you guys think about what BMW is doing. I hope I didn't sound too much like a crazy BMW fanboy. I tried to keep it as biased and, you know, straight to the point as possible, but I know I blab, I talk, I like to chat. So enjoy the pictures that I've posted and the chat. And, you know, drop some comments, like the video, all that good stuff. If you're new to the channel, consider staying around for more. I, you know, hope to do more of these since I kind of got this little ambiance vibe going on in here. Talk a little bit more about car stuff. But until next time, peace.